Good day, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Relationships in Trevor Noah's Life. I'm Joel, your host for today. We are very excited to explore some of the most meaningful relationships from Trevor Noah's book, Born in Crime. Joining me are three fantastic guests: Trevor Noah, comedian and author.
Hello, everyone.
Ben, who will guide us through Trevor's relationship with his dog, Fufi.
Hi, guys.
And Luca, who will lead our discussion on his relationship with his father, Robert.
Good day, everyone.
Today, we will dive deep into how these relationships shaped Trevor's understanding of love, family, and identity. We will also discuss the broader lessons we can all take from his experiences. Whether you're a fan of Trevor Noah, interested in family dynamics, or just love a good story about growing up in challenging circumstances, this episode has something for you. Before we begin, let's take a moment to reflect on why relationships are so important in shaping who we are. From childhood friendships to family bonds, these connections teach us about trust, love, and resilience. So let's jump right in with a story about a very special dog named Fufi.
Audio Jungle.
Trevor, thanks for joining us. To start, can you tell us about your childhood and how Fufi came into your life?
Thanks for having me. Growing up in South Africa during apartheid was tough. I often felt like I didn't quite fit in anywhere, but Fufi was a constant in my life, my loyal companion and my best friend. She was more than just a pet, she was my family.
That's beautiful. What was it about Fufi that made her so special to you?
She never judged me or cared about the color of my skin. She just loved me unconditionally. That kind of love was rare for me growing up.
It sounds like Fufi gave you a sense of belonging when other parts of your world were uncertain.
I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling of unconditional love from a pet. It's amazing how animals can teach us about loyalty and acceptance.
Absolutely. But then you discovered that Fufi had another family. Can you tell us how you found out and what that was like?
One day I followed her and saw her at another house with another family. At first, I was shocked and felt betrayed. I thought she was mine alone. It was a confusing and painful moment.
That must have been heartbreaking. How did you come to terms with that?
It took time, but I realized that love isn't about possession. Fufi had her own life and freedom. That taught me that you can't own the people or things you love. Love means letting go and respecting their choices.
That really is such an important lesson. How has that shaped your views on relationships with people?
It's been huge. I've seen so many friends struggle with jealousy or control issues. Because of Fufi, I learned early on that holding on too tightly only causes pain. Love is about trust and freedom.
Do you think this lesson helped you later in life, especially in your personal relationships?
Definitely, it helped me approach relationships with more understanding and less fear. I try to remind myself and others that love isn't about ownership.
Thank you for sharing that, Trevor. It is a lesson many of us could use.
Thank you all for that very insightful conversation about Fufi. It's incredible how much we can learn from our animal companions. Now, let's turn to another important relationship in Trevor's life, his father, Robert. This relationship was shaped by history and hardship, but also by love and respect. Luca, would you like to start us off?
Absolutely.
Audio Jungle.
Trevor, your relationship with your father was complicated by apartheid. Can you share some of your earliest memories of him?
Robert was a bit of mystery. Because of apartheid laws, we couldn't be seen together publicly. He was a Swiss and I was mixed race, so our relationship had to be hidden. But when we were together, he was a strong presence, teaching me about discipline, respect, and standing up for myself.
That must have been difficult. How did that affect your feelings about him?
I missed having a normal father-son relationship. I wanted to play soccer with him or introduce him to my friends, but I understood why it had to be that way.
I would argue that the physical distance made it harder to form a close emotional bond. Don't you think that created a gap?
Sometimes yes. I wished for more time together, but the lessons he taught me were deep and lasting. Our bond was strong in its own way.
So, would you say your relationship was both distant and close, depending on how you look at it?
Exactly, it was complicated but meaningful. It taught me that family isn't always about proximity, it's about connection and shared values.
How do you think this shaped your views on family and relationships as an adult?
It made me appreciate the different forms family can take. Not everyone has a traditional family, but love and respect can still be there.
That's a powerful message. Thank you for sharing.
What a rich and meaningful conversation. Today, we explored two very different but equally important relationships in Trevor Noah's life. From Fufi, we learned that love means freedom, not possession. From Robert, we saw that family bonds can transcend physical distance and hardship. These stories remind us that relationships are complicated but essential to who we are. They teach us about love, resilience, and understanding. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Trevor Noah's life. A huge thank you to my co-hosts Ben and Luca, and Trevor Noah for his insights and energy. And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with your friends. We look forward to bringing you more inspiring stories next time. Until then, take care and cherish your relationships.